Hello everyone, this is Cobra Kai Studios, and I am your host, Daniel-san, and this is going to be another fan questions video, where we just sit and have a fun time talking about questions, debate these questions, let me know what you think about the questions and answers, leave your own answer. Let's all learn together. It's a fun process. Now, disclaimer, I am cold, and so if I stutter a little bit and stuff, it's because I'm cold. Because if you don't know, I was filming these inside in a room, but with our animals, they get a little bit too loud, and I don't want them to be distracting, so I filmed these in the car. So the car isn't distracting. I can't turn it on, and it's just 22 degrees outside today, so it's a nice cold day. But on a good note, my phone should not overheat. But let's get right into it. I made this one about 33 minutes of time that I can talk, so we should have enough time to get through these. We'll start off with Young Gun. What if Daniel met Julie, maybe at Miyagi's funeral? Are they trained together? That's an interesting one. I could see that maybe because, obviously Miyagi trained Julie. So when he passed, I could imagine that might have been something that happened. I can honestly see that being a situation that could indeed play out. So I wouldn't rule that one out, Young Gun. Now, I don't know if they trained together. If they did, that would have had to have been after, obviously, the next Karate Kid when Julie had her own movie. It makes me wonder. I don't know. Do you all think that Daniel and Julie might have trained with each other? Or how do you think that they might know each other if they do? I want to know your opinion and how you feel about that. I love learning from everybody as well as, sharing things that I learn and talk about and just growing as a great community. That's what I think I like about this channel so much is that we all connect. Whether we agree on something, disagree on something, if I make a mistake, we all learn from it, you know what I mean? Like, it's a new process for me. I've never filmed videos like this before, so I'm still learning, and obviously, as I said, when I do these videos, I don't actually have a script or anything. I just go off the top of my head. It's just me talking and being me, you know what I mean? Like, I don't sit here and watch the show or anything while I'm doing it, so I know that kind of might lead to issues. Me not scripting it and everything like that might lead to issues where I make a mistake, but at the same time, it's like, I know one of you all will help me understand where I made a mistake at, and we can learn and go and move on from that, you know what I mean? Which is awesome. I don't take offense to anybody's comments. I actually enjoy them. I love learning from you all, so I don't want any of y'all to think that I might take something personal or anything, because I don't. I actually enjoy the comments and answers that you all provide, and when I make a mistake, it's always nice to know where I made a mistake at, so that way in the future, I learn from it, you know what I mean? And as in my video today, Roy actually helped with a lot of things. That he provided a hell of an insight on a lot of the whole about why the Karate Kid movie with Jackie Chan was so bad to some people's opinions. So that was interesting, and I really appreciate it because it helps us all learn. So if you're curious what I'm talking about, you can go check out the comment from Roy Staten on that previous video, because he actually drops a lot of interesting facts and knowledge about karate in general. So I appreciate it, Roy. Keep it up, man. I always enjoy the comments that you leave, because I know you're gonna either learn something like you said or else share knowledge that you know. So that's always awesome. On to the next question from Alan Smith. Here's a theory I didn't think of. Miyagi's secret is that Chosen is the son of Miyagi and Yuki, which would make Sato Miyagi's brother in real life. I don't know. I mean, I guess that could actually be a possibility of, that being Miyagi's secret is that Chosen is the son of Miyagi and Yuki. But I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I don't know if the age difference is right there, if that can make sense. Someone let me know down below for sure if you think that Miyagi and Yuki were the right age to actually have conceived Chosen, if you know what I mean. I guess it's possible. Yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense. I mean, I don't know about the whole Sato being Miyagi's brother in real life, though. I don't think that's a possibility. Maybe you all have a different idea or insight on that you can provide to actually better let me understand that, because I'm not sure how I think, I'm not sure how I feel about it. I guess it's possible, though. I wouldn't rule it out. On to the next one from Quiet Lightning. Do you think Dimitri will escape the wrath of Hawk in Season 3, or is he just worm food? I know you're not particularly fond of Dimitri, but try to be objective, laugh out loud. Do you see a return bout, and if so, how bad do you think it will be for Dimitri? I don't imagine Hawk showing any mercy, but how do you see Hawk getting around Dimitri's spider sense? My feeling is that Hawk will expand his moveset and become so vicious and unpredictable that his former friend will be shocked and overwhelmed. Thanks in advance. No worries. I try not to let my judgment of the characters affect the insight of my questions regardless of the situation. And yeah, I kind of feel like there's going to be Dimitri's not my favorite character, but I feel like he's going to get better as we go. And I might even start liking him more, who knows. But, it's kind of a hard thing to think about. It's like, obviously Dimitri and Hawk were very close before the whole Cobra Kai. So it has me wondering if, I don't think Hawk will show mercy, but at the same time, he might, just because of the fact of what happened to him with Dimitri. Now, I know he's going to be pissed off, obviously, that Dimitri took him down, threw him to a display case. That's a given. He's going to be upset about that no matter how you think about it. But let's say that he does show mercy. Now, I don't think that's the case because of how they're trying to, portray that this is going to be a really dark season for Hawk. And some people speculate that he's going to be, like, super, out of this world, just angry. And I can kind of agree with it. So, I do get your point, Quiet. Now, I'm not sure how it might play out, though. Now, I could see Dimitri learning more, though, especially given the situation, which another commented, it was Roy that commented about the whole Julie Pierce possibly coming back to train the Miyagi-Do, which kind of would make sense. Honestly, she was Miyagi-Do, so I do get that. And if so, I still think Dimitri would try to train regardless of the situation. Now, I don't know if that's exactly how to play out, because Daniel might not fully stop training, though. He might take a little bit of a break off, and then might get back into it with Johnny or whoever else might be helping with Miyagi-Do. But let's say that he doesn't. I guess Julie Pierce would make a lot of sense to actually be the one to come in and train him, which would mean, Dimitri probably will still train in some kind of a way. And who knows, he might beat Hawk again. Like, I wouldn't rule it out, you know what I mean? You can't always not go with the underdog just because you don't like him. So, I'm fine with it either way. If he beats Hawk, cool. If Hawk beats him, it's expected. On to the next one from Tom. As for the remake with Jaden Smith, let's not go there. Sorry, Tom, I already made the video. It's already been done. On to the next one from Aaron. Johnny was charged in life. Johnny would change his life around after he met Miguel. Yeah, he really did. He changed his life a lot after he met Miguel. He went from being like really depressed and just down on life to actually wanting to get into martial arts and start training again. Now, obviously, that it was part to do with the rivalry between him and Daniel. Obviously, that kind of helped spark that fuel. But then he was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go ahead and train Miguel. And then ever since he started training Miguel, you could tell Johnny himself actually changed quite a bit for the good. And then it kind of makes you wonder where it's going to be at in season 3, because is he going to go backwards, or is he going to keep trying to progress as a better person? And it's really puzzling. I want to know how you feel about it. What do you think Johnny's going to be like in season 3? You think he's going to still be wanting to do things the right way, or you think he's going to go back down a dark path? Some people have speculated that he might even join Kreese again, and I'm like, nah, I don't know about that one. I don't see with how things ended with him and Kreese in season 2. I don't see Johnny going back on Kreese's side. My personal opinion. Now, if you have any other ideas of why you think they might, I want to hear them, because I want to know what you think about it. On to the next one. Is Terry Silver still dump, waste, and blackmail people? I kind of understand what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm sure Terry Silver might be like that and actually do something along the lines of blackmailing people. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. But I still like Terry Silver. I know he's not the most nicest guy, but I loved his role in the movie. So, I mean, I'm curious to see how he might play out. And if you watched the most recent video from Banzai Kai Dojo, which I want to make a video on myself about the title names, it's possible that one of the titles might be hinting at Terry Silver, and I'm hoping so, because I would love to see him come back in season 3. On to the next comment from Rick Piper. Amash more than likely would take his sales. He would have those details at hand easily, and people tend to trust the people who sell them cars. Yeah, you're right. That's actually a possibility that he would probably keep up with the people he sold cars to in the past and who he's working on currently, maybe before he left. And I can see him taking those sales straight to Cole's Auto, you know what I mean? Like a dealership. I can see that happening. I really could. I wouldn't rule it out in any way, because it's always possible. I mean, like you said, he already built trust with these people, so why would they not want to, On to the next one from Tom Courtney. Julie Pierce was a Miyagi-Do student. It would make sense to have her appear, but you gotta admit, the next Karate Kid movie sucked. Yeah, it really would make sense for her to appear, actually, and train Miyagi-Do. A couple of you actually opened up my idea, opened up my mind to a greater thinking and seeing of that, so I can kind of agree on that it is very possible. Now, the next Karate Kid movie wasn't the best, but I wouldn't exactly say it sucked. It has its ups and downs, I know a lot of people are for it and against it at the same time. I liked it okay. It was okay. It's not my favorite of the Karate Kid movies, but it's not my least favorite either. I enjoyed it. It was alright. I ain't gonna say it's horrible and it's not great, but it had some good things in it that I actually found okay, On to the next one. What if Robbie kicked Miguel because he realized he lost everything? Ooh, that's interesting, young gun. I would say, I don't know. I feel like that little scene in kick over the rail was just kind of in the moment. He got angry. He let things get the anger get the best of him. But some people speculate that the way he looked at Miguel after that was not exactly that he was upset that he did that to Miguel, but that he was upset because he knew he made things even worse between him and Sam. So let me know how you feel about that, and what do you think? What do you think he was feeling after he kicked Miguel over the rail? On to the next one from Quiet Lightning. Would you like to hear the Fight the Good Fight by Triumph played at some point during Cobra Kai? Something tells me you'd opt for something else, but I'm curious about what songs you'd like to hear on Cobra Kai as the series continues. I'm actually really open to a lot of music, Quiet. I actually wouldn't mind that song being in there, and there's plenty of other songs I really wouldn't mind. I mean, I like quite a bit of range of music, but my most music I grew up listening to, honestly, was like Metallica, Slayer. As I got older, Slipknot, Cradle of Filth. So obviously you can tell I'm really into metal and stuff, but I listened to all kinds of different things since then, rap, whatever be the case. My wife loves rap music. My mom listens to rap music and R&B and all kinds of different things. Me and my dad have always been the metalhead. So, I mean, I'm open to really anything. I love rock. I love alternative rock. It's whatever. I like quite a bit of range of music, I like Green Day. I like all kinds of bands, I guess you could say. I'm not really against too many bands. I like quite a bit. So, I would actually be fine hearing any of those in Cobra Kai. On to the next one from Lisa. Especially with my biological dad, because I don't know him as well. I don't know exactly what question you're referring to from the video that you're commenting on, Lisa. Trying to think. I don't know. Maybe comment in the premiere if you're watching, Lisa, so we can talk about it in there. Because I'm not really sure what question you're answering or talking about in my previous video. On to the next one from Aaron. Where did John Kreese go after Johnny kicked him out of the dojo in season 2? That's a great question, Aaron. I don't know. I'm not sure where I actually feel where would he actually go? Like, it makes you wonder. Like, he could have went to somebody that he knows that we haven't seen on screen yet. He could have went to maybe somewhere with Terry Silver. I wouldn't rule that one out, honestly. Then again, he might just have went with someone that we do know, but haven't, actually seen in the show again yet. Like maybe Mike Barnes. There's a lot of different opportunities for him, I guess, that we don't know. Because John Kreese just kind of showed back up into the show, and we really didn't learn too much about him. We learned where he was staying. We didn't learn where that phone call was actually about. The one where he was all mad at someone. We don't know 100% what that was about. A lot of people speculate it was just the place where he was staying and he was talking to the manager, which I can see that being a big possibility. But at the same time, I'm like, what if that was him arguing with Silver? And what if him and Silver are actually not on good terms like we think they are? Now, I'm sure they probably are. But I'm just saying, this is a weird, random, possible theory. What if he wasn't, On to the next one. What would happen if Robbie didn't stop Daniel and Johnny fighting in an apartment? Aaron, that's a great question that I've wondered too. I'm kind of curious of how that would have played out. Now, if that was the case, I'm sure we would have got a full-blown fight between Johnny and Daniel, which I would actually love to see. But obviously that's not how it played out, and we did not indeed get that fight. But let's just say that Johnny and Daniel didn't get broken up by Robbie. Who do you think would have won? Who do you think would have had the upper hand there? Do you think Daniel would have been too in his feelings and too angry to actually beat Johnny because Johnny wasn't? Or do you think Daniel would have still won? I honestly personally think Johnny would have won that fight. I don't know. I feel like Johnny would have won the fight in that situation if that's how it would have played out. Obviously it didn't, but what I feel about it. I want to know how you feel about it though. Who do you think would have won that fight if they actually got into a full-blown fight like a lot of us have actually wanted? On to the next one from Quiet Lightning. Michael Cavalieri, Ned, gave an incredible, powerful, and inspired interview and stands ready to reprise his role to help Daniel and Johnny in their fight against Team Kreese. What are your thoughts about a wise, reformed, badass Ned returning to help? I would actually love that, Quiet. I think that would actually bring a lot of very interesting scenes and episodes to the show if they would do that. And the fact that he's excited to do it, and I just think they should. I mean, that would be a really interesting thing to do. And if that's the case, I think that'd be for season 4, maybe. Now, it's obviously probably not in season 3 unless him saying it the way he did was a hint that he's going to be showing back up. But let's just say it's a season 4 situation. Then that means that would have to mean that Johnny didn't actually get the dojo back from Kreese or whatever. And that he obviously would have his own new thing to be against Kreese. Now, a lot of people are speculating that he might start his own dojo, which might be something different. And if that's the case, what do you think it will be? What do you think Johnny would call his dojo if he was to make another dojo? To take on Team Cobra Kai. And maybe he's not with Miyagi-Do, so it'd be against both. What do you think? Obviously, he'd have to get a whole amount of new students because he might only have a few that would even join him. A lot of people still think that Miguel might not join Johnny right after the bat and might still be Team Kreese, which I guess you can't rule it out. It's got to leave it open as a possibility, honestly, in my opinion, because, yeah, I mean, I just wouldn't rule it out. So I'd say that it's got to be left in there for an honest possibility. You know, I don't know if that's exactly how it would play out, but it could. On to the next one from Lisa. I mean, after Miguel got hurt, not died, Cobra Kai Studios, I wonder how you did your effects, like the cool background effects, like while the long premiere is going. I just use I use a wide range of apps, actually, Lisa. So I have to get these backgrounds, make the backgrounds, whatever be the case, and then I gotta loop them as well as, you know, make a preset video time length, and then from there I go on to do a voiceover, which is what I'm doing right now. And then I re-edit it, add all the writing, videos, and all that other stuff on a whole separate app. So I use like 6 apps to make this video, to make these videos, which I'll get better and find better apps and stuff to make it a lot quicker and easier on me. But at the time, I don't really care. It just takes me about 3 or 4 hours to prep these videos just because of everything. But that's why they're always late. On to the next one. Will Sam tell her parents that she kissed Miguel at Moon's party and that's how the school fight started? Now, I'm sure many, including Chopper, and a few of you will agree with me on this. Sam just won't take responsibility for her own actions, is what I've noticed in the show. Not to say she won't change ever. She might. But that's kind of my feeling and standpoint on it, is I don't know that she will. If she does, it'll be really surprising. But it's also something she should do. I mean, yeah, it kind of started everything. I mean, her and Miguel kissing, which is not just on Sam. Miguel kissed her back. I mean, you know, it takes 2 to tango, so you can't fully blame it all on Sam. But the fact that that happened is what caused everything. And, you know, people can't really be mad at Tori. She was someone that got done wrong, and she reacted. Yeah, people make mistakes. You know, we're only human, so I get the point of that happening. But I want to hear what you think about it. Random theory from Young Gun. Stingray trained the person who trained Kreese. Man, could you imagine? That would be really interesting, Young Gun, if you did. I always look forward for your comments because they're always awesome. Appreciate it, and keep it up, man. On to the next comment from Sensei, a.k.a. Bonsai Kai Dojo. Will Kyler team up with Hawk, or will Hawk reject him? Oh, man, that's a hell of a question, Sensei. Okay, what I think is I don't think that Hawk would be for it. I just don't. Now, maybe not at first anyways. Okay, so let's assume that maybe he approaches Cobra Kai and he's wanting to join. I can see Hawk being the one to step up and be like, no, you're not joining us, you know, kind of situation. But Kreese might change Hawk's opinion on it or mind on it, and I can kind of see it maybe working out to where Kyler joined Cobra Kai. And then at that point, I'm sure him and Hawk's like rivalry might change, and they might actually become somewhat of teammates. I wouldn't say friends because of how, you know, Kyler used to do him, but I don't know. That's a hell of a question, actually, and I actually like it because it makes you think, and you're like, wow, would Hawk reject him, or would Hawk openly accept him into Cobra Kai? Now, obviously, Hawk, if Miguel and Hawk are no longer friends for any reason, which I don't know why they wouldn't be, but it's to say if they're not, then I could see that really happening with Kyler and Hawk. But I'm still kind of under the assumption that maybe, you know, Miguel might join Cobra Kai still, or not join, but still be Cobra Kai. And in that sense, it's like, yeah, I don't know that him and Hawk, that Hawk and Kyler won't end up teaming up for some, you know, reason. So I guess I wouldn't rule it out, and I kind of am curious to see if something like that plays out. Thanks for commenting, Cincy. That was a hell of a question. On to the next comment from Roy. Seriously, though, the 2 top fighters in the All Valley are kids who've been training less than a year. How awful are there other schools in the area? Oh, man, that's so true, Roy. Like I explained in my video, like, I had prior knowledge going into martial arts before I, you know, switched masters. So that's why I grew and progressed so quick, because I already had years of training. So the fact that they went from white belt to black belt in a year is kind of shocking. And I've mentioned this in previous fan question videos. Like, I didn't quite understand it either, especially for the All Valley tournament. And some people speculate that actually wasn't even a whole year of time that took place, Roy. So it's like, that's even less time, and yet they still beat these other schools. Like, you know, it's like, what exactly happened here? Like, obviously, there's Xander, the kid that they fought that was the champion previous. It's like, okay, well, he's been training for multiple years, and he still lost. So I get your point there, Roy. It's a hell of a comment, man. I love it. On to the next one from Quiet Lightning. Great answer, Daniel-san. I'm looking forward to the next debate. Your answers never fail to open my mind to new possibilities. Much appreciated. And I thank you, Quiet Lightning. I appreciate everybody commenting and as, you know, interacting, whether it's leaving a question to talk about, leaving an answer, sharing facts, sharing opinions, sharing theories. Us as a Cobra Kai community is how we, continue to grow and progress, is us helping each other and enjoying a good time. Obviously, not everyone can be in my premieres late at night, but unfortunately right now, that's just how it is. So, if you like the late night premieres, let me know, or would you prefer an earlier daytime premiere? Because I could always do these before work, but it'd be really early. So that's why they always tend to be, for my time, between the 9 o'clock p.m. to 11 o'clock p.m. time frame, which I know for people that are on the East Coast, it's a lot later than for the people on the West Coast. So if you would like earlier videos, I could figure out a way to maybe do that, and just let me know how you feel. I always like the late night, just like late night chatting, hanging out, enjoying some time when usually people are not doing too much anyway. So just let me know how you feel about it, though. On to the next one from Aaron. Did Hawk and Tori go to the hospital to see Miguel before they went to the dojo? I don't know. That's interesting. There's not enough kind of shown at the end of season 2 to really answer that, huh, Aaron? It's like they don't really show enough. I'm curious of that too. I mean, I would assume no, that they haven't yet, but maybe. I wouldn't rule it out either, though, because it is obviously an actual possibility that something like that played out. Now, did it play out that way? I don't know, but I would assume it's possible that they might have. On to the next comment from Roy. No way Miyagi learned cars from his dad. Did you see that village, the place that time forgot, according to Daniel? You think that place had cars in the 1930s? No, probably not. You're honestly right. Miyagi had to have left before 1941. He must have been trained in vehicle maintenance in World War II. That's actually a hell of a better answer and a better way to explain it. Yeah, it actually is possible that he was trained during World War II. I mean, it would make sense because that is something that they would do. And then, yeah, you're right. I mean, I don't think that there would have been any cars or any way for him to really train in cars or mechanics or anything like that where he grew up. So nice. That's an awesome answer, Rory. On to the next one from Young Gun. What if Mike knew Johnny? That's who Johnny is getting fired by in the first episode. Oh, you're talking about by that lady. Right? I mean, a lot of people are wondering who his boss was for that. Who actually fired him? Who was he talking to when that person called and was like, you're fired? Because, so quote-unquote called that lady a bitch. Yeah, that's interesting. I wouldn't rule that out, honestly. I wouldn't say that that's a for sure possibility, but at the same time, I'm like, I could see that possibly being a case, or else someone else that we know from the series or from the show that they've kind of showed already, or else it's someone from the movies that they haven't showed us that's actually back yet. So that is interesting to think about. On to the next comment from Young Gun. This is for Chopper. Stingray could beat anyone. Oh, man. Oh, man. You and Chopper, Young Gun. On to the next one from Lisa. I wonder how Carmen did not know that the way Miguel could have died was because it was Robbie. Because a lot of kids had found out and they had to post it. However, they might have felt bad after Miguel had gotten injured. But I feel like some kids would have still posted it. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there was some, in a real school, if a school fight happened, the cameras are the first thing kids are pulling out. So I imagine that it's possible. Maybe it would have shown up on Facebook or something like that. I guess I wouldn't rule that out, honestly, Lisa. I guess it's really actually possible. So thanks for that interesting comment. On to the next one from Young Gun. What if Mike trains Miguel? I'm trying to think of how that would actually play out to become a thing. Like, how would it go about Mike meeting Miguel? I'm not really sure how to answer that one, Young Gun. That one's actually kind of a puzzling one. Maybe one of you all here has an idea of how Mike might be the one to end up training Miguel in the future. Like, if Johnny and Mike were actually buddies in some way, that could actually be a possibility to work out. But at the same time, I would assume Johnny's still going to have some kind of role in the training as well. I don't see Johnny giving up teaching. Maybe he might for a little bit, but he's going to get back into it, I imagine. On to the next question from Nick. Question for the next video. I don't think it's confirmed 100%, but if Kyler comes back in Season 3, how will Hawk and Miguel react to his return? Since he bullied both of them, especially Eli, how Hawk is now, Kyler definitely won't want to mess with him now. Will he join Cobra Kai and get beat up by Hawk? Maybe Hawk beat up Kyler in the first sparring session. I don't know, just a theory. Some people speculate that the blood on Hawk's hands is actually Kyler's blood. What do you think? I'm just curious to that too, because I don't know. I'm assuming Kyler might actually come back. There's a lot of, almost 100% proof. I wouldn't say it's for sure guaranteed, but it seems to be kind of guaranteed that he's coming back. And if that's the case, I'm curious at how it's going to play out, too, because we know that Miguel don't like him, and we know that Hawk don't like him either. But what if he gets on one of their good graces? It kind of plays back to Bonsai Kai Dojo's comment and question. It makes you wonder if it's possible that they could have, joined teams in some kind of way, whether it be Miguel and Kyler or Hawk and Kyler, or What do you think? I want to know. Maybe some people even said that maybe Kyler would actually join the one that Xander trains with. But I don't know. It's kind of interesting to think about. On to the next comment from Rick Piper. Sato investments for the money to help Daniel start a dealership. Chosen is the silent parlor. They sell a few cars from Europe. I mean, I guess I wouldn't rule it out, Rick Piper. I mean, I'm just going back off of how they worded things in the show, that they worked for everything that they had, so it makes you wonder, like, what they actually did to get the money to start their own auto business. On to the next one from Young Gun. What if Terry trains Miguel? Ooh, what if Terry trains Miguel? That I could see possible. Especially if he stays Cobra Kai and Terry Silver plays his way back into the show. I wouldn't rule that out at all, you know. I could actually see that being a possibility. On to the next one from Aaron. What if Terry Silver show up at the end of Cobra Kai Season 10 as, like, Season 10? No, I don't know if they'd wait that long to bring Terry Silver back, honestly. Now, maybe Episode 10 of Season 3, but if what Bonsai Kai Dojo stated is true, then it's going to be earlier than Episode 10, so that's exciting, and I really hope they bring him back. On to the next comment from Young Gun. Will Johnny fight Terry or Mike? I could see it happening with Terry Silver, especially with him going to probably be on Kreese's side. I could see that in some point or time actually playing out 100%. Like, I could straight up see that happening. On to the next comment from Aaron. How did Tori get into school if the doors are locked? I'm assuming maybe somebody let her in, if that's the case, you know. I could see her knowing enough people to have been let in. I mean, who knows? Maybe Hawk did it. Maybe Hawk knew that was going to happen. Who knows? What do you think, though? How do you think Tori got into the school if the doors were indeed locked? On to the comment from Roy that I really want to talk about. Julie will be in Season 3. It's the only thing that makes sense. They want to bring her back as she's a 2-time Oscar winner. It's a redemption for Hilary Swank. For that awful mess, next Karate Kid. She gets a do-over. Obviously, her acting skill since demonstrates the, show. We'll blank that out. Show that was the next Karate Kid. Wasn't her fault. And if Daniel, no more karate, now better of a setup for her to return. Could you have? How much of a better, now what of a better, how much of a better, setup for a return for her could you have? Yeah, I understand that. If she doesn't return for this season, it's a huge miss for Cobra Kai Productions and writing. They have the absolute perfect setup for her to return, clearly meaning for her to return when Daniel is forbidden to teach karate, and then can't pull it off. If she doesn't, the no more karate scene was completely wasted for no reason. That's a hell of a way to explain it, Roy, and I kind of wonder if that will play out like that now, because you're right, it would make sense to actually bring her back if for some reason Daniel really is done with teaching karate. They're going to need someone to step up and train the students from Miyagi-Do, and she's already a previous Miyagi-Do, so will she get a redemption? Kind of makes me interested and kind of hoping to see that. It kind of would be kind of cool to see. Now, I don't know if that'll play out, and you're right, if they don't, then they don't, and it's a huge miss for them. But it's like, hey, we got to wait and see, though, if that's something we might finally get to know the answers to in Season 3. I don't know. Just like the whole Alley thing, But at the same time, it's like, I know they can't bring everybody back for Season 3, so it's like, if they do, how's it going to play out? Let's say they bring Alley, Julie, Silver, Barnes, all of them back. How is that going to play out into the show? I feel like that's too many. It kind of feels like there's too many people to bring back all in one season. Maybe it's not. But let me know how you feel about it, everyone, because I want to know your opinions and what you think about it, because it's a hell of a idea and theory there. And it's possible it plays out. On to the last comment. Do you think the characters from the Karate Kid 2010 movie will be in Cobra Kai? I wouldn't fully rule it out completely, to be honest. Just because we know Will Smith has some, things to do with Cobra Kai. He's part of listed as in the, if I'm not mistaken, the producer or something like that in the credits. I guess you can't rule it out that it will never happen. I don't think Jaden Smith would want to reprise his role in any way, so I don't think he would. But maybe Jackie Chan? I don't know. I don't know if I would see it happening, though, honestly. It just seems like a little too far-fetched of something to happen. And I don't see any way that they could write them into the show. Now, obviously, karate is karate, There's different forms of it. There's different styles all across the world. But as Roy had even mentioned in a comment from earlier, is like they're all kind of tied into the same, family of martial arts, though. They all kind of branch out from similar sources. So it's like, they're all kind of connected in their own way, if you know what I mean. And it's a great way of thinking about it, because they really are. So I guess they might bring somebody back, but I don't know how they would if they did. So let me know how you feel about it. If you even want any of the older casts from the new Karate 2010 remake, would you like any of them? Would you like to see Jackie Chan in Cobra Kai? what would his role be if he was in Cobra Kai, you know? Would he just be a stand-in, an extra, in for one scene, that's it? I don't know. Kind of interesting to think about, though. But we're going to go ahead and end the video here, everyone. I want to say thank you to Bonsai Kai Dojo for helping me get started and everything you do to help me out with my channel and just being great friends. I appreciate both you and Guest Sensei. Also, I want to say thank you to all of you that are following me. Thank you to all the moderators. Special thanks to everyone that comments on my videos and interacts with me and hangs out in the premieres. Y'all are all amazing, and I hope you have a great day. And as I always say, don't forget to stay badass, everyone. We'll see you on the next one. Have a good one.